Hey everyone, welcome back to the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa. So if you watched qualifying that came out yesterday, you will know that we made possibly the biggest mistake so far in this My Team series. And yeah, I'm still crying inside. I'm not sure how I made that mistake because I don't really ever make that mistake. But yeah, anyway, I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't seen it. But yeah, whilst I'm wiping the tears away from my eyes, let's head over to Crofty for the rest of the rundown of the grid.
An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Perez, Vettel, Charles Leclerc and Albon, Gasly, Kvyat, Stroll and Carlos Sainz, Verstappen, Norris, Daniel Ricciardo and Ocon, Raikkonen, Magnussen, Wang and Roman Grosjean, Giovinazzi, Matsushita, Russell and Nicholas Latifi.
Yes, so we are starting P17 just in front of our rival in the Haas of Roman Grosjean. So hopefully we can get, well, just a good result in general and smash him because, yeah, we could really do with actually getting some decent points in that rivalry just to break away from it because it's far too tight at the moment. Anyway, let's quickly look at the pit strategy and then we can go racing. So we've actually gone for quite an ambitious pit strategy. So we're going to stay on the medium tyres or start on the medium tyres and go out till lap 14. And as you can see there, that slope shows how much wear it's going to use. And it's going to use quite a lot of the tyre's life as is going on to the soft on lap 14. So hopefully with the car being a bit lighter, as I've only put in half a lap extra, this should be doable and we haven't made another mistake. But we'll find out soon enough as we're going to go racing at the Belgian Grand Prix. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, engine revved and away we go. Great start by us on the medium tyre there as we already go past Raikkonen. Looking to get past down the inside of so many cars there. I'm not sure why they don't block that off, but yeah, we're going to take that and we're up to P10. So 7 cars in one corner. Could not get that out of my mouth then, but yeah, 7 cars in one corner as we go up Radion or Eau Rouge. Still haven't fully decided what it's called. It's got 2 names. And there is a massive accident behind. That looked like a McLaren. And I think that's actually Lando Norris. We'll have a look at that a bit later. But for the meantime, Lance Stroll is going to try and go down the inside. And we've just seen that off as somehow he didn't go sailing into the back of us. As we did cut him up a little bit. But yeah. Great, we're still up to P10. I still can't believe though, I made 7 cars in one corner. Hopefully on the new game they do sort that out because for some reason they never block off the inside on that first corner as we go a little bit wide there and that's going to bring Stroll all over the back of us again as Kvyat is just sailing into the distance. Is he going to look up the inside on pull one? Oh, we've gone a little bit wide. Managed to not spin the car out as it's really easy to do there. But still, Stroll is behind us. No doubt that pink Mercedes is rapid because I think they're like 4th on the performance index chart and we're 10th. So really, Stroll should get past us relatively easily. As we are starting to catch up back up towards Kvyat in that AlphaTauri as Lance Stroll isn't actually that close. I thought he'd be a lot closer going into this last chicane, but he's not really. So maybe our pace isn't actually that bad on these medium tyres. As we come towards the end of the first lap, and we are still P10, which is unbelievable really. Not sure how we've managed that other than just a massive dive bomb into turn 1, but yeah, let's go and have a look and see what happened with the McLaren on turn, up Eau Rouge. So as you can see on board, yes, this is Lando. He's had a bit of contact with Stroll there, and that's us just in front. And, oh, hello, he has dropped it massively. Oh, that was really close to that. Was that Alfa Romeo? Yeah, it is. Giovinazzi on board. Oh, he did really well. That could have been a really bad accident. And looking at slow-mo, oh, how Lando didn't hit him, I don't know. But anyway, we cut back to the action on lap 2 as Lance Stroll is looking up the inside again going into pull on, and he's actually done it. We're going to give him a bit of space as that is not a good place to come together. And yeah, so we've already lost out to Lance Stroll. As I did say earlier, that pink Mercedes is absolutely rapid on this game. And coming up to the end of lap 2, and DRS has just been enabled, so we are still relatively close to Stroll, so we may be able to get a pass here, because if we give it the full beans with our brand new engine and with DRS, yeah, we might be able to get past, as it's a very long straight, and DRS is, well, to say OP is an understatement. It is massively overpowered. So here we go, we've got DRS wide open, as does Stroll to be fair, but we're still gaining as sparks are coming out his rear. We're going to go round the outside, later on the brakes. Oh, we got a little bit wide, that's going to leave it open for Stroll. He still didn't make the move stick, and we are back into the points position of 10th place. And we have immediately lost it as we've gone far too wide on the inside there, and we're going to send it up the inside, and oh, he's actually had a bit of a move there. Is that yellow flag because of us? No, I don't think it is. So Stroll is still behind us. There's still a yellow flag. I'm sure we'll see what that is all about in a minute. As is he looking at the inside of Poulon again? No, he's not. So let's go and have a look at what that yellow flag was all about. And that is, unbelievably, Danny Ricciardo's Renault engine blowing up. Who'd have thought? A Renault engine blowing up? Never seen that before. What is that? That's so many now. It's crazy, really. So many Renault engines have just gone bang in this series. It's ridiculous. As we rejoin the action on still lap 3, and that is Lance Stroll all over the back of us, and actually there's 4 cars there, so that is Lance Stroll, that's Max Verstappen. What on earth is he doing back here? Battling Ocon as well. We're going to play defensive, just park our big old rear end of the car as we go a bit slidey there. Yeah, what was I talking about? Just blocking the apex basically with a big old rear end of our car. That's what I was trying to say, but it didn't come out like that. As the next lap, the same thing is happening again as Stroll's looking up the outside of the bus stop chicane. We again just park it on the apex. He's got nowhere to go, and he's actually lost out to Ocon there. Well, it's going to be a bit of a drag race down to La Source at turn 1. So that'll be interesting. Is he actually going to lose a place? No, he's gone up the inside, and he's got pretty close to the rear of our car. Hopefully he doesn't tag us, which he didn't. And yeah, we're going to go racing all the way down up Eau Rouge, or Radion, whatever we want to call it, and down the Kemmel Straight, and hopefully we've actually got a bit of breathing room, so I think we'll be alright here. So what are they going to do behind? They're going to catch up to us quite quick. I don't think they're close enough to go for a move, and that is us safe for a little while anyway, as I said before, that pink Mercedes is so fast. And up to the bus stop chicane again, with Lance Stroll still following us. We've gone a little bit too deep there, we're a bit slow, and we've gone way too wide there, so awful through that chicane. And Lance Stroll has got his DRS open, and he's just sailed past us. So that is not ideal. As we're on the brakes a little bit too late, we just tap his rear. Cheeky. Haven't done that for a little while. I probably have, actually. I always seem to do that, but yeah. He's actually pulled out a little bit of a gap, so we're going to have our work cut out here if we can actually catch up to him. 4/10 of a second, though that is doable. Let's get our DRS wide open and see what we can do. And we are gaining massively, so we might be able to make another move here as we go round the outside again, and that is Deja Vu, or Veja Du if you will. And lap 7, we are still, well, I was going to say P10, but obviously cars are pitting, and we actually come out ahead of, I think, who was the race leader in Lewis Hamilton, who's just come out of the pits there. So he's come out just behind Stroll on the hard tyre. So yeah, this will be interesting to see how fast that Mercedes is, because it is rapid. As we won't have DRS, and we're going to come under a huge attack from not only the pink Mercedes, but also the Mercedes. And Hamilton's going to go around the outside. We missed our braking point. We're going to have to cut this corner, and we are going to have to give the place to Hamilton. Yes, we have. So we won't get in any trouble there. Maybe we should have given that to Stroll as well. I'm pretty sure it was Hamilton who was pretty much alongside us, so I think we're all right there. But yeah, he's already taken like 0.8 of a second out of us already. So even on the hardest compound tyre, that Mercedes is still outrageously fast. So it's just pulling away. I know we're not quick, but that Mercedes is just another class, as we are still coming under attack from the pink Mercedes behind of Stroll. And somehow, I don't know how we're doing this, but on the medium tyres, we are still keeping him behind. And we're on to lap 8 this time, and he's going to go through up the inside of Poulon. Could not get that out. Too much poo, too much on. And yeah, we've lost a place there. So currently Stroll is up to P3, and we're down to P4. Obviously, these guys have got to stop as well. But yeah, he loves going up the inside of Pouon. There's old Strolly boy. So coming up to the bus stop, we are all over the back of him. I think he's coming in as we touch his rear ever so slightly again. And this is where we now need to make sure our pace is solid, because this is where our race is won or lost, really. Because we're going to stay out for another five laps. Yeah, lap 14 we're going to come in. So we need to just bash some laps in. And that's pretty much what we did. So on lap 13, going up the hill, and as you can see, looking at our tyre wear, it's actually not too bad. It's 55% on the front left, 50 on the front right. And yeah, I thought there would be a lot more worn than that on lap 13. But yeah, as you can see, Hamilton's 12 seconds ahead of us, so we're never going to catch him, not that we ever were. But we managed to keep the other big Mercedes of Perez behind us. So he's constantly been about 2.5 seconds behind us. So our pace is actually pretty good. And as you can see, as we cross the line there, we're due to come in this lap, but our pace is actually 48 milliseconds, slower than our fastest lap. So our pace is great, to the point where I'm thinking, shall we extend this stint just a little bit more and then have the quicker, softer tyres for longer, well, for shorter in a Grand Prix, but they'll be fresher for longer, if that makes sense. Doesn't really, but you understand what I mean. But as soon as I thought that, we got a tyre warning there in the bottom right hand corner. So I was thinking, this probably isn't ideal to try and make these go any further, as we're already getting warned. Though we do our best middle sector, but also, yes, fate strikes again. We have another DRS failure. So just as we're about to put the soft tyres on, we don't have DRS, which we're going to need to try and overtake some of the cars that we're ultimately going to come out behind. Which is so annoying. It always seems to be at the worst possible time when you get a DRS failure. As we come into the pits, not very well. We nearly went straight into the wall there and knocked our front wing off. Luckily we didn't. But yeah, so we're going to put on the soft tyres, and hopefully we have some good pace and we can make up some of the positions that we're ultimately going to lose, as Ocon and Verstappen have already gone past. As we put the softs on, a 1.9 second stop. That is rapid from the boys and girls. Great stop. So we have got our best chance at trying to make this strategy work, because they've done a great stop as we come out just ahead of Raikkonen. And he's going to have DRS, I believe, as he's right on our rear. As we cut that ever so slightly. But this is not ideal. We need to make sure we stay ahead of Raikkonen here, as this is going to throw our whole sector 2 of this lap out the window if we don't. And he's gone past. We're going to send one up the inside. And being on the softest tyre and so much more grip than him, we have made that work. So let's put our foot down and try and catch up to the back of Verstappen, which is just mental to say. Why is Verstappen P12? What on earth has gone on? So coming on to the back of lap 16, we have set 2 personal bests in sector 1 and 2, and we've caught up to the back of Verstappen. We're only 4 seconds behind now, as we do our fastest lap of the Grand Prix, which is 1.5 seconds faster than a lap on our medium tyres. So we are absolutely flying. And we are only 3.8 seconds behind Max Verstappen, and we are nearly 2 seconds ahead of Raikkonen, which is great news. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can keep up this pace and maybe overtake some people. And as we come on to the start of lap 19, as you can see there, our pace has disappeared. So we just did a lap that was 1.5 seconds slower than our personal best. So that's what the sort of lap times we were doing on the medium tyres, which is not good, as we are now dropping behind Max Verstappen, or Ocon rather, as we're 6.5 seconds behind them now. So we have lost so much time because the pace on these soft tyres are awful. As you can see, they're not, well, they are worn, but they're not so badly worn compared to the mediums, like the mediums were. So yeah, hopefully our best result is going to be 13th now, because there's no way we're going to catch the quicker cars ahead in Ocon and Verstappen. And yeah, Raikkonen is getting ever closer. And here we are on the last lap, and as you can see, Kimi Raikkonen is all over the back of us. So we are going to have a real fight to maintain this 13th place on the last lap, as he's really close, come towards the end of sector 2. We are going through turns 13 and 14. he's still there, so we need to make sure that we have enough fuel. How much fuel we got? A little bit to make sure we go on to maximum fuel. And we've got ERS as well, so hopefully we can keep Sir Kimi Raikkonen behind us. I know he's not a Sir, but he probably should be because he's such a legend, is Raikkonen. And yeah, he's not actually that close to us. So I think we will be all right. Phew. As we go into the bus stop, we just need to make sure that we keep this on the track and we should be fine. So he's half a second behind, and yes, I think we'll be all right. Urs up to the line, and that is P13. So not a bad result, but we probably could have done a lot better if those softs actually lasted longer than one lap, it seemed like. As Antonio Giovinazzi gets driver of the day. Go on, Gio. Valtteri Bottas wins the Belgian Grand Prix for Mercedes. And there he is on the podium with Lewis Hamilton, and because Max Verstappen was nowhere this weekend, that is actually Sergio Perez in the pink Mercedes on the podium. So that is going to be, well, that's going to shake up the championship a lot in terms of Max Verstappen. And there is the race results confirmation. So Bottas from Hamilton from Perez, another solid weekend for Ferrari in 4th and 5th. Gasly had a great result here for the AlphaTauri in 6th, as did Danny Kvyat for the AlphaTauri in 8th. Sainz was 9th for McLaren, solid result, and yeah, pink Mercedes of Stroll was 10th. And Max Verstappen there, God blimey, 11th. That is not a good look for Max. So obviously we finished 13th. Any other shocks? Not really. The two Hasses were 16th and 17th, which is important for us to be ahead of Grosjean. Our teammate actually finished 18th, so not too bad. And Lando, after his first lap spin, only managed to finish 20th. So yeah, another terrible weekend for Lando. He's had such a bad season so far. And obviously a terrible result for Daniel Ricciardo, as the Renault engines are just still rubbish. So looking at the driver stand-ins, Bottas has extended his lead over Hamilton to 8 points, but more importantly is Max Verstappen is 36 points off Bottas. With 3 rounds to go, I think he's pretty much done and dusted now. I think this is a 2-horse race because that Mercedes looks unstoppable and the durability seems so reliable at the moment. So yeah, I think Max is done. Looking elsewhere, we stay 12th, and that's pretty much it. Mercedes are still on top by some way now, as Red Bull had an awful weekend, and McLaren have jumped us for 7th as we dropped down to 8th. And looking at the rival, we got 4 points to Grosjean's 2, which is great news for us, as we have now got a 4-point lead over Grosjean in our rivalry. And yeah, a few little weird things that I noticed. We actually got damage going up the hill for the first time on our front wing. I wasn't sure where we got that, but that is where we got it. And also we had this weird glitch where we had 2 sponsors on the monocoque as opposed to having our actual one, which was satellite. Never seen that before, but I just thought it was a little bit weird and thought I'd show you guys that. Anyway, that's going to wrap this race up. Yeah, all in all, not too bad. Much better than qualifying yesterday, which is good because if we didn't have a good result, I would have been just so upset because we should have had a good result and a much better qualifying. But yeah, we'll take P13. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, smash that like button as it always helps us out. And yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Alrighty then, I've been Jumbo, and I'll see you in the next one.